In the headlines, Triple Crown Calypso monarch Derek Hunter St. Rose has his eyes set on the eliminations after a 4-year absence. Head of the Catholic Church here, Bishop Gabriel Malzer, calls on those responsible to pave the way for free and fair elections. And the DHTA to enlist stakeholder support in funding its 2019 work program. I am Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News, back with the details after this.
Get ready to open the best gifts with Flow this Christmas. Sign up for a new broadband or TV service with free installation, or sign up for a broadband and TV bundle and get 40% off broadband for the first 2 months. Plus, get a chance to win a 55-inch smart TV, 1 year or 6 months of free service. Enjoy big-time entertainment and big speeds this Christmas with Flow. Terms and conditions apply. Visit discoverflow.co for more.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, after a 4-year hiatus, a 3-time Calypso king will be throwing his hat in the ring once again. Here is Julian Morris with that story.
Derek the Hunter St. Rose, who is also Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Calypso Association, last won the crown in 2007 with his songs Government Focus and Typical Dominicans. The veteran Calypsonian, who last sang competitive Calypso in 2014, says he's not the only one who will be returning to the Calypso arena in the eliminations carded for Saturday.
The Webb is going to be back. He took a 2-year absence. We have Black Diamond coming in, and you might well see me on Saturday night as well. I feel I have a lot of stuff to contribute. Over the years, we've seen people in the finals and the show and all that, and I think we need some big names, good performers, good songs to give the people their money's worth. You know, a nice balanced level field. We don't want, because very often you see people coming with one song, they've made it and hoping that they make it, and or not even sure that they're going to make it, and then they hustle to get a second song. I think the people deserve better than that. If you come into a competition, you should come ready. 2 songs ready, well rehearsed and early, and to give the people their money's worth. But to me, it's not about winning, it's just about contributing meaningfully. I think I have something to bring to the table. Yeah.
The Calypso eliminations, which usually sees near 70 people competing, will have a reduced number this year as the cutoff point for registration ended on Thursday.
Well, on Saturday evening at 8:30 p.m., we're going to have the eliminations, and there are well over 50 persons who are registered. Today, first day, is the cutoff point. We're doing that because we don't want people to come in last minute and put the band under unnecessary pressure. We want people to get a very good show too, a band that is well rehearsed and so on. So we're trying to do it on a professional level, you know.
The eliminations round is scheduled for the Harlem Plaza. It'll see 12 successful Calypsonians joining 20 others at the semi-final slated for 2nd of February.
In other top stories, head of the Catholic Church here has spoken out on the heavily debated, often controversial topic of electoral reform ahead of the next general elections due next year. We again join Julian Morris with more.
Malze says the sons and daughters of God are truly blessed, but that blessing must be pervasive in that it has social implications.
Of concern to many here in Dominica, especially during the past days, is the issue of electoral reform. It's a long-standing issue which is impacting and affecting our society. It is imperative, therefore, that those responsible move with some alacrity to see that all is put in place for the appearance of free and fair general elections, which is due this year.
His Lordship's message was inspired by the Holy Father's message for World Day of Peace on January 1st, titled "Good Politics is at the Service of Peace."
Pope Francis states that every election or re-election and every stage of public life is an opportunity to return to the original point of reference that inspires justice and law. One thing is certain: good politics is at the service of peace. It respects and promotes human rights, which are at the same time mutual obligations, enabling a bond of trust and gratitude to be forged between present and future generations. Unquote. Pope Francis.
Meantime, Prime Minister Skerrit spoke to the issue of electoral reform as a guest on Kyrie FM's Next Level program recently.
Mr. Skerrit noted that government has taken certain measures in order to facilitate electoral reform, but there have also been hurdles to the process going forward, including the injunction filed by the Concerned Citizens Movement.
Yeah, the fact, my brother, the fact is that on the issue of electoral reform, there are two components to the process. One, where the cabinet has the authority to act, and secondly, where the parliament has the authority to act. Where the cabinet has the authority to act, the cabinet has acted in its fullness. We have provided the Electoral Commission with the software and the hardware and the equipment they need for the issuance of the national ID cards and to carry out its other mandate as determined with regards to the process of electoral reform. We have provided the Electoral Commission with the additional staff and all of the resources it requires to carry out its mandate. We have gone ahead with the guidance of the Attorney General to prepare the legislation to give effect and to give the authority to the Electoral Commission to carry out the process of electoral reform. As you know, and as all citizens know, we have sought to go to Parliament twice to pass the legislation. Once, we withdrew it and we wrote to the stakeholders, including the leader of the opposition and the parliamentary opposition, asking them what aspects of these amendments you are in favor of, or give us your views, and so forth. They have not been able to articulate that. And that's been on a second time. What they did, using this UWP operative, this Concerned Citizens Movement, is to move the parliament, the courts, to seek to put an injunction in the process. Now, if you want something, and I give you something, my brother, you either say, okay, well, I do not like A, this is how A should read, this is how B should read, and so forth. But they are not for that.
The Prime Minister says he is not convinced that the opposition truly desires to see electoral reform.
They really do not want any electoral reform. But if they keep it unresolved, incompleted, they will have something that they think the voters of Dominica are interested in and that they can get some political benefit from.
I know.
You see what I'm saying? So they go to the courts to put an injunction in the parliament proceeding with the amendments to the legislation.
Yeah, I heard that.
And all independent observers have pointed out that the proposed amendments is seeking to achieve all of what these guys are talking about.
Yep.
All of what they're talking about.
In police news, a Forkole man has been committed to the acute psychiatric unit for a psychological evaluation. This after police picked him up in connection with Monday's stabbing death of one Haitian woman and injuring 3 others. DBS News is reporting that the man in question, Norman Ronald, appeared in court on Thursday. The DBS report goes on to say no charge was read to him as he was not believed to be in the right frame of mind. Ronald returns to court on the 17th of January following his evaluation. You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Stay connected and share your favorite holiday moments with Flow. Get the Alcatel A1 for $199 when you activate an extra-large prepaid combo plan, or the Samsung J4 for just $399 with a large postpaid plan, and get free talk evenings and weekends. Plus, get free WhatsApp on large and extra-large prepaid combo plans and sign up for any new service for a chance to win cash or hampers every week. So make it Flow for everything mobile this Christmas. Terms and conditions apply. Visit discoverflow.co for more.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evo.
Ripped jeans, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are,
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
there's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evo.
Welcome back. The Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association is seeking another source of local funding to carry out its plans and programs in 2019. Executive Vice President of the DHTA, Kevin Francis, says the DHTA has a few novel ideas for the new year, and key among them are 3 projects targeting different aspects of the hotel and tourism sector. Francis went on to explain that one of these agenda items includes deepening the relationship between agriculture and tourism.
We will be implementing 3 major projects this year for 2019, one of which is our human resource development audit. We've recognized for some time that we needed to understand the employment landscape of the tourism industry. So this year we're looking to see how we can get that audit done and present the information and the findings so that we can make more, information-driven decisions. We're also looking to strengthen the agriculture sector and increase the linkages between them and the tourism industry. For a while, we have a lot of specialty meals and specialty items, produce, herbs that the tourism industry needs that we don't necessarily produce locally. And by strengthening that link, we can see how we can get these produce ready for Dominicans, ready for the industry, and get away from the dependence on importation.
The DHTA's EVP says a plan is currently being formulated to get stakeholders on board with growing the capital needed to help the development of the country's tourism industry.
We're looking to implement our Tourism Enhancement Fund. This fund will see funds coming in and managed by the DHT at first for the betterment of the tourism industry. We will be getting funds into the account on a regular basis. So we're producing a white paper on the topic at the moment, and we will be sending that white paper out to the public sector or private sector stakeholders or members to get everybody on board and to get some buy-in so that we can move forward. I think there's a lot of potential in the industry. Unfortunately, we don't have the capital and sometimes the money readily available. I know that there are several mechanisms in place to help members as it relates to financing, but at the same time we still think that that's something that the private sector needs to champion. So we will be moving with that, and hopefully soon.
Francis says this white paper is being patterned after what exists in St. Lucia, which has proven very beneficial for that country.
It's an idea that we first spoke about with Mr. Destang, immediate past president for the St. Lucia Hotel and Tourism Association. He was our keynote speaker for the AGM, and in speaking on reigniting the tourism industry, our growth engine, these are one of the examples of functional things that St. Lucia has implemented that has been giving them tremendous success. So we're trying to pattern and model off that, and yes, there is a lot of moving parts, but definitely we will see something happening in 2019.
And local exporters will have a chance to increase their marketing and develop their marketability through a workshop being organized by the DAIC. Executive Director of the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, Lizra Fabian, says the joint venture between the DAIC and Dexia follows their attendance at a market intelligence workshop which was organized and hosted by a regional trading body.
DAIC and Dexia, we attended a workshop. It was brought forth by Caribbean Export and the International Trade Center on advanced market intelligence for business support organizations. So we received tools and we received the websites that are being used to understand what the demand is like, what the supply is like globally, so that we can make better decisions.
Fabian says this will create new opportunities for those who are new to the business and those who have already been exporting.
So in January, DIC and Dexia were hosting a workshop for businesses or individuals who want to export and those who are exporting to see what are the terms and conditions, what the trends are like around the world. And it could also create new opportunities for businesses or individuals who want to export to new areas or even import from other areas. So we want to let everyone know that this is going to be taking place and we will be sharing more information subsequently.
To end the news, the headlines again. Triple Crown Calypso monarch Derek Hunter St. Rose has his eyes set on eliminations after a 4-year absence. Head of the Catholic Church here, Bishop Gabriel Malzer, calls on those responsible to pave the way for free and fair elections. And the DHTA to enlist stakeholder support in funding its 2019 work program. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow.